Hey, you just gonna lay there with your butt pointed towards me, or are you gonna kind of interact with me? Smell that. It smells kind of good, huh? Yeah. He doesn't really care about this box. He wants this box. This box is from a friend named Audrey, and I also got some seeds in. I want to show you those, but I wanted to open this up first because I got this from a company called Growers Solution. Growers Solution is a website, and I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. They don't even know that I'm mentioning their name. I hope they don't mind. But I bought from them before, and I was very happy with them, but I wanted to make sure that they continued to be a good company. And 2 years later, which is now, I ordered again. This time what I ordered was worm castings. And worm castings, for those of you who don't know what they are, is nothing more than worm poop. Worm poop is not necessarily high in nutrition for your plants. Worm poop is actually very low in nutrition for your plants. It is so low that it almost doesn't even register on the scale. And you might think, well, why would I want to use this in my plants if it doesn't have any nutrition? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you why. Because worm castings is very high in beneficial bacteria and microbes for your soil. So that's why you want to use worm castings. That's why it's good for you. It's not because it's high in nitrogen or phosphorus or copper or calcium or any of that other stuff that we normally think of in our soil. It's high in beneficial microbes for your soil. Beneficial microbes are the engine that drives your soil. So don't underestimate worm castings. People will take worm castings and take a couple handfuls, put it in water, and make worm tea. Problem with worm tea is it's low in the NPK, which is the nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. I don't know what order it is, but you know what I'm talking about. The three big ones. It's very low in those, and it has almost nothing. So making worm tea with it, in my opinion, is kind of worthless if you want to feed your plants, because it's not going to give it much. I don't care what you feed your worms. Your worm castings are not going to be very high. It's going to be so low that even the cheapest organic liquid fertilizer is going to beat it 10 times. So what I use is I use hydrolyzed fish. Basically, they take, I know this is gross, they take dead fish and fish parts and throw it in a blender and ferment it, and then they throw it in a container and they sell it to idiots like me. But it is high, it is very good in the NPK for organic fertilizer, and they also figured out some way to make it not stink, so that's actually a bonus. So I use that to feed my plants, but for the microbes that this soil is going to need for indoor plants, worm castings is great. Now I don't have any worm castings in any of my soil, so I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just gently sprinkle it around the top of all of these plants. And what that's going to do is, as I water, and also with the soil, these microbes are going to start multiplying and adding to the soil. So if you ever get some worm castings, all you have to do is sprinkle a little bit on top. It's better if you mix it in with your soil initially, but if you don't have that ability, you can throw it right on top, or you can make tea with it and the microbes will get into your soil that way. That is a good way to do it. But I wanted to mention Growers Solution because, and by the way, like I said, I think in an episode before, I don't have any affiliation with this company whatsoever. They don't know I'm mentioning their name, but I think that they're a great company. And you can get 1.5 cubic feet, which is one box like this, and it's heavy, for $4 and something cents, almost $5. Now that seems pretty cheap, but the downside to that is it's very heavy to ship, so it's going to cost you for shipping. And so it costs around $15 for shipping. So this cost me 20 bucks. Thing is, I can't find it locally. There is no place locally. You can't go to your local worm casting store and get worm castings around here. So I got one box here, one box on the way. I'm going to take one box and sprinkle it into a lot of my plants. The second box I'm going to mix in with my potting soil. That way everything that I grow from now on is going to have the beneficial microbes from worm castings. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah. Hey, sniff that. It's really weird. This dog will sniff anything I tell him to sniff. Actually, let's go ahead and open this up. I gotta open this up. This is from a friend, Audra, and Audra sent a package, and it's addressed to Ray, Mike, and Rascal. And yeah, Rascal loves getting packages. And Christmas time is a hoot, because he knows exactly what's his. Well, basically everything's his. And he will sit underneath that tree, and he will guard what he believes is his. Ah, I shouldn't have opened this. I didn't know that these were Christmas presents. Why didn't you put it on the box? Oh, now I feel bad. Oh, but at least they're wrapped. Ah, hey, look at me making a mess. Hey, ooh, a card. A card from Audra. Actually, I want to read the card first. I love cards. Getting mail is the best part of my day because it's the interaction with the people that tune in and my friends, you. And that is the best part of my day. And I get these on a daily basis. So going to the mailbox is exceptionally fun. And one of the things that I do every year that I mentioned on the Praxis 55712 channel is, and a lot of you know, I give away free seeds every January. And I'll be doing that again this January. Stay tuned. And at the end of this month, around the third week of the month, I'm going to give you full details here on the Voodoo Garden channel how you can get your free seeds, and it's not going to cost you anything. No gimmicks, no nothing. You're going to get free seeds from me, but I'll give you details on it then. But what I was going to mention is that time of year is my favorite time of year because, of course, I get letters in with people sending envelopes, self-addressed stamped envelopes to get their seeds. But also, people write letters, and they'll send little cards and stuff. And I just love, oh, a letter. See? See? It says, it shows a dog with his tongue stuck to a metal pole. Oh, how sad. And it says, Merry Christmas. And then it says, may you all have a fun Christmas and a fabulous New Year. Merry Christmas. Enclosed gifts. Love, Chris, Audra, and Roma. And I don't know if Roma is a kid or a dog, but whoever this is, with your family, Audra, thank you so much. I'm going to put this by the tree. I already got another card from another viewer. So I have my only 2 Christmas cards so far, and it's only the beginning of December, are from viewers. So I got a feeling I'm going to have a lot of Christmas cards. And I like that too. I read each and every letter, each and every Christmas card. Oh, this is a long letter. I'm going to read this off camera because I don't want to read Audra's personal mail because this is not a gardening question thing. Audra and I are good friends because we've been communicating for quite some time. And so I'm going to keep that just private for me and her. But thank you, Audra. Thank you so much. But look. This is for me. Yeah, that's not for you. That's not yours. Okay. This is for me. That's not for you. No, that's not yours. Now this is for you. Oh yeah, see? Do I have the smartest dog on the planet? He barely sniffed those. He sniffed this and he sat up. Yeah, he knows what this is. I don't know what it is, but apparently he does. Yeah, you like that, huh? It's good stuff. That's good. You're going to have a great Christmas. Yes, you are. Thank you, Audra. Thank you so much. Ah, that is fantastic. Oh. Yeah, you stay out of that. Okay, we're gonna open mail because well, actually everything from here is downhill because that was nice. Thank you, Audra. The Voodoo Garden is my favorite place because it is warm down here in the basement in my Voodoo Garden room. It's warm, it's green, it smells good, the oxygen is fresh down here. And I think that might be part of the reason I get so energized when I'm here is because when I'm upstairs and I'm doing stuff, I'm kind of like, you know, like anybody else. But I come down here and I think it's the extra oxygen that the plants are making. I just seem to perk up. I don't know what it is. But I was talking to some friends on Facebook today. And can I play with your butt? I was talking to some friends on Facebook, and I decided that I'm going to change the color of the Voodoo Garden. I know. A lot of people, they mentioned how they like the blue and the green, but I gotta be honest with you. I hate it. I just hate it. I have since I moved into this place, but everybody liked it so much I couldn't say no because you guys really liked it. So I thought, no, everybody likes it. I'm going to leave it the way that they like it because they have to stare at it all the time. But every time I come in here, I see this god-awful blue. See, first of all, let me tell you something about myself. I don't like light blue. I never have. I love the sky outside, but I don't like light blue, and I don't know why. And I hate lime green. I've never liked lime green. Anybody that lived in the 70s and you had those pants, you know what I'm talking about. Our clothes were that color back then. Yeah, and so nobody wants to remember the 70s. That is one ugly color. And so I was digging through my cans of paint. I have a lot of paint because I do projects around the house. And I found 6 cans of barn red paint because I was going to make a barn out of a chicken coop once, and I got the paint that was barn red. And I thought, I wonder if I could paint this barn red. I wonder what it would look like barn red. And then somebody mentioned on Facebook, hey Ray, red is like almost like an angry color, you know, a passionate color. It probably wouldn't do well. And that got me to thinking, well, maybe she's right. And then I also have a bluish gray that I painted the foundation of one of my houses once, and I got about 8 gallons of that. So I thought, well, maybe a bluish gray, like a slate blue, maybe that would work. And I don't know. I don't want white because white is just so generic. I know it reflects the light, but then again, I want color that I can live with. I got bright enough lights. It's not like I need the extra light from my plants, so I can afford to paint my walls a little bit darker. And plus, the darker walls are going to absorb the light and generate some heat. So it's a balance. Either you get light or you get heat when you're putting out the power here. There is no waste. So one way or another, it's going to benefit the room. I really don't know what I want to do, but I will, well, you'll find out because I'll just start painting away, and then one day you're going to come in and it's going to be a different color. I got something from a guy named Robert, and Robert runs an eBay account. I'm not going to give any more information on Robert just yet unless Robert decides to be a butthead. I bought some seeds for the Voodoo garden because I want to start some new plants. You know, as the old stuff gets boring or the old stuff dies, I like to replace it with stuff. And so I'm always looking for new and exotic and strange and funky things to grow in here. And more than one of you have said, Ray, grow a dwarf papaya. Because papayas are fun to grow, and if I grow a dwarf, it only has to be a few feet tall. Because you know you can't grow a papaya tree in here, otherwise it takes up the whole darn room. So I thought, I want to grow a papaya, but what can I do? Somebody mentioned that there was such a thing as a dwarf papaya. So I went onto eBay, and I bought 5 dwarf papaya seeds. But look at what I got. Yep, I got powderized seeds. And I know a lot of you can relate to this, that you order seeds and they get crushed in the mail. Smells good, huh? Yeah. Now, the proper way to send seeds would be in a padded envelope. This is a padded envelope, and it's got bubble wrap on the inside. This is the perfect way to send seeds. That is great. Now, let me tell you what the wrong way is. Robert sent them in a regular envelope and put them in another regular envelope, and then he put this thin piece of don't know what it is, and he put the plastic around here, toss it in this envelope, put it in here. Problem is that the mail is run through machines with hard rollers, and that's how the mechanics of the post office is. It runs it through their stamps and stuff, and that's why these seeds got crushed. Robert didn't crush them himself, but the post office did. But as a seed seller, you should know what's going to happen to the package as it goes through the system that you use for delivery. Now, when I give away seeds for the free seed giveaway, some people have asked me, Ray, why do you give away certain types of seeds? Well, I'll tell you why I do that. I do it for a very good reason. Even though I'm not a seed seller, I'm no idiot. And I figure tomato seeds, pepper seeds, onion seeds, lettuce, carrots, those are all very, very tiny seeds, and those can be put into an envelope with very, very little, if any, risk of crushing because they're so tiny. Now, if I were to give away things like corn, watermelon, pumpkin, things like that, and sent them with the envelopes that I use, they would get crushed and you would all be disappointed. And with the amount of seeds that I send out, I couldn't afford to waste that many seeds. So I only give away certain types of seeds because I know that they can be sent in regular envelopes with regular postage. If I were to send you seeds in these padded envelopes, it would cost me tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars in envelopes and postage to send them to 10 to 20,000 people. I can't afford that. But if I were to sell seeds and I'm charging you for shipping and stuff, well, yeah, I would use these padded envelopes. And for a seller to do this is very unprofessional. I'm not going to mention his name because I did send him a message on eBay and I told him this is not the way that you send seeds. You need to resend me seeds and send them properly. And the thing is that I don't believe that people that are in business should be doing things like this. This is poor business. Yes, you can say, yes, it was a mistake and it probably doesn't happen that often. But the thing is that as a business person, you have a responsibility a little bit higher above an amateur seed person like me who gives away seeds. If you're doing it for a living, you owe your customers a little bit more than I owe people that I'm giving a gift to. So, Robert, there's no excuse for that. If he doesn't replace my seeds, I'm going to go ahead and mention who he is, and he's going to have a really bad day. And the reason I do that is because if you're going to take people's money and cheap out, because I paid for shipping for this. I didn't pay 50 cents for shipping. I paid a heck of a lot more for shipping than 50 cents. So he pocketed my shipping money, and he sent me that. Now these came in perfect order. This is called Laurus Nobilis. Hey, smell the nobil. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. I don't know what these are because there's nothing in here that says what they are. I'm going to have to look on my eBay thing and see what I ordered. But I know that they're good. I ordered all kinds of fun stuff, and I'm getting all the seeds in right now, and I'm having a good time. This one I opened up yesterday, and Rascal wanted it, and he wants it again too, because I opened it up, and there was seeds in here, and I took the seeds out. These are for pineapple guava, or feijoa. Feijoa? Yes? All right. But the seller also included a Tootsie Roll. Yeah, I know what you want. He likes Tootsie Rolls every bit as much as I do. But that was the coolest thing. The person could have sent these itty bitty tiny seeds. They're microscopic seeds. Could have put them into this piece of paper and shipped them in a regular envelope, and they would have arrived here fine. But no. This seller went above and beyond and used a padded envelope so that they could enclose a free Tootsie Roll. Yeah, that is a good seller. I like that. Half for me and half for you. What? You ate yours, you little piglet. This is mine. Tootsie Rolls and Diet Coke. My life is good. Okay, well there's that. And these two were done really nice, and I really do appreciate that. They are getting good feedback from me. And this one came all the way from China. Wow. And you know what was really weird? I ordered these seeds from China, and these seeds from the United States. The ones from China, and I ordered them all on the same day. The China one arrived a day before everything else. Yeah. And the ones from China are called a Telegraph Plant. And hey, smell my telegraph. Yep. And a telegraph plant is a really cool plant. It's a type of grass, but it puts out these leaves, and when you look at it really close, the leaves actually move. They don't move like this, but they move, and not almost like when you touch a sensitive plant. You know how the leaves fold up. These leaves will actually move by themselves. You don't even have to touch it. They're always moving, trying to find the most optimum light. And that is the weirdest thing. This plant is actually very mobile. And a viewer asked me, Ray, would you ever consider growing a telegraph plant? And I thought, okay, yeah. And so I went and I got the seeds. It only cost me like $1 something. And free shipping from China. How can I say no? And I got one more thing of seeds. I'm going to open this up really quick for you, because I like to share what I'm planning on growing, because that way, if you like what you see, maybe you'll want to try and grow it. I don't know. This one is called Kibia quinata. Oh, this is the chocolate vine. Yeah, it's not a chocolate tree like the cacao tree that I was growing. And by the way, that tree's been dead for months. So people have been asking me, Ray, how's your cocoa tree doing? And I'm like, hey, it's dead. And I feel like such a murderer, but it died shortly after we moved here. I think the cold and the drafts and everything from moving, it just didn't take well to it. So it's not really chocolate, but they call it a chocolate vine because the flowers that this vine will produce, it grows kind of like a bean, and the flowers that this produces smells like chocolate. Yeah, How can I say no to that? So I'm going to be growing me a chocolate vine, a whole bunch of them, as a matter of fact. And you're going to be here. You're going to be watching the updates, I hope, with me here in the Voodoo Garden and seeing how this does. I still have a load more seeds on the way, and they should be here tomorrow. And I'm going to plant those as well. I'm going to be planting the tomatoes, the peppers, things like that in the Voodoo Garden. But I'm also going to be growing more exotics. So I'm kind of branching out. I'm going to be increasing the lights because these light bulbs here have done me really well for the last few years. But I think what I'm going to do is go up one step brighter with these lights, because if I'm going to be changing the color of the walls and darkening it, and I no longer have white walls like I had in my last place, I might want to beef up the lights just a little bit. So I may get rid of these lights and go for one step brighter. And that means it's going to be a lot more vivid in here, and that's good. He just ends up on my lap. He does that too. I'll be watching TV and then I look down and I go, well, what? Where did you come from? And he just kind of sneaks in here like a lap ninja. Yeah. He's kind of feeling weird today because I mentioned on the Praxis 55712 channel coming up on Monday in a few days that somebody dumped a stray into my yard. So if you want to hear all about the story about the stray, tune in Monday over on the Praxis 55712 channel. There's a story about that I think you're going to find interesting. It's not all goofy and crazy like the Voodoo Garden. It's actually kind of serious. And I'm concerned about a few things, and I mentioned it in that episode. So tune in for that, would you? But we're not going to let that bother us here. We're going to have a good day. It's going to get better for you, rascal. Can I scratch your butt? Yeah. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us in the Voodoo Garden. This is Ray and Rascal. We're out of here. Ready to go? Let's go. Yeah. Don't forget this.